I believe we're live and we are late. Sorry about that. We'll get straight to the point today for today's episode, if that's what you want to call it, and then get on out of here because people go live tonight. I don't know who or when or what time, and Abigail works early tomorrow, and so yeah. Okay, big day, have to be honest. I took a nap middle of the day during their lunch and then missed parts of it, sped up 2 times speed, and I still have a little bit left to watch, so I haven't caught everything from today.
Well, to be fair, caught the TMZ.
I did watch the TMZ, dude. Yes.
Enough said. Honestly, they cut it short today by 45 minutes. So, if you watch
today,
yeah. So, the important part is TMZ and then the photo editing. Did you get there?
That's where I'm at right now. That's where I am right now. At the part where I'm watching now, it's like the one photo of her and then like the other one like digitally going over top of it. They're at a sidebar right now because of an objection, something to do with color versus just so I don't know. But no,
so let's start at the top then. Let's talk. Let's get right into it.
Hey Mickey, hey Courtney. Anybody else? If there's anybody else in the chat, let me look. I don't know.
Kate Moss.
Yeah, it was quick to the point. He picked me up and carried me into the room. I'm like, okay.
Got me the medical attention I needed after falling on my coccyx.
Yeah. Hold on.
Curry on rebuttal. I mean, it's short, straight to the point, perfect from Kate Moss. And then we had Dr. Curry on the rebuttal. Just everything you want and more.
This.
I think that like
this.
I don't know.
Turn this back.
I have thoughts about
it. Sorry, I muted you for just a second. But hey Brenda, hey Cheryl, hey Susie Q, hey Kara, Amelia, hey everyone. So yeah, what was the last few minutes of what you just said about Kate Moss? Because I had to mute my thing so it wouldn't echo in the background.
Oh, I said Kate Moss, freaking Kate Moss. Perfect, straight to the point, deliberate, intentional. Mm-hmm. I couldn't have asked for anything better, and I wouldn't have asked for anything more. Dr. Curry on rebuttal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, I wrote a note on my phone, and I said, I want new Sister Wives, or I want another set of Sister Wives besides Abigail and Grace. I want Camille and Dr. Curry.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Same.
I'll just have some groups of Sister Wives. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. I want to marry Camille and Dr. Curry.
Could you imagine, like, the absolute, complete, just everything? And then, of course, we had John to stand again.
Yeah, and as soon as he said good morning or good afternoon or whatever it was he said, I was like, oh, just his voice. Mickey hasn't watched in 3 days. She needs all the spoilers. Well, basically, let's see. I don't even remember.
Because like, let me give you the recap. Kate Moss. 2-3 minutes of Kate Moss. Nothing crazy. Dr. Curry kicked butt as always. Johnny Depp. He had some snark.
He did have some snark. But I was a little bit concerned for him on the stand today.
But consider that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Or 2 days ago. There is literally like. Do I have to answer that? Yeah. I don't think there's anything that Johnny Depp could have done that would have been worse than him. But his last point cut me deep.
Oh yeah. When he started talking about just the last part of his testimony today was pretty good. I was like,
And then, of course, we had the TMZ lawyer come in and carry out the motion to strike and explain him and his client's viewpoint. And the judge was like, no,
yeah,
thank you. Mm-mm, not today. Not today. So that happened. And then they got Johnny Depp on a couple things. It didn't look good for his testimony today. So that was rough. That was rough. Johnny Depp on cross-examination was rough.
it was about a good half hour, 45 minutes of, oh God, maybe this was a mistake putting him back up there. But yeah, the snark though that came from him was good. Continue on. I will be right back in just a second. I gotta go on something.
Okay. So after we had, let me look at the comments real quick. I can't see them, so I have to just look. Actually, Butter, exit the chat. Literally get out. Okay. Kate Moss, she is complicated, but I love her. Johnny is the best. The trial is a train wreck. But I literally can't believe this is free. I literally cannot believe I am not paying for this content, this quality, high quality. I would happily pay at least $100 to view this every day for the last 6 weeks. Like, I would happily have paid, maybe even more. Like,
You're
put me
so
on,
pretty.
like,
Hey, Randy.
quality. Hello, Satya.
Whenever the dude, whatever the dude's name was that came up there.
Morgan's coming in strong, man. We had Morgan Higby from the Hicksville, and we just had Morgan Germain from TMZ. I'm telling you, the Morgan and Morgan.
Yeah, you have to go back and watch the Morgan Higby Knight's testimony from yesterday. He's the dude that owned the Hickville trailer park thing.
Yeah,
and he was talking about hanging around the fire with Johnny Depp, Fire Pit, Johnny Depp. Where did Brad Pitt come into this? I don't know.
With Johnny Pitt, yeah.
Johnny Pitt, picking and grinning. They were just picking and grinning, and yeah, and he, how they were talking about how there was all this testimony floof about the trailer being demolished, like a bomb went off.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the guy that owns the place said that he had to replace 2 light fixtures. That was it. $62.
It's $62 bill, which Johnny Depp, quite frankly, could have farted out. So the destruction was that was a negative destruction. I mean, honestly, like, if I broke a light fixture at a hotel and I was charged $62, I would be happy, and that's coming from me and not Johnny Depp. $62 for a light fixture? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Charge it to my card. Let's get out of here. Like,
yep. Dawn, what the way the text messages from today's testimony, I feel like
pause. Those were incoming text messages. Those were not outgoing text messages.
Yeah, but I feel like those were from the dude's phone and not Johnny's phone.
Those were.
So they would be considered incoming text messages.
I don't feel like Stephen Duders would have ended up turning over his phone, because he was not. The people that had to turn over their phones and devices were Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, not every single person who was testifying on behalf of either one of them. Those were incoming text messages. Additionally, the conversation about doing what they wanted to Molly. Molly is a name for a drug, not a name.
They were talking about ecstasy, not a woman.
Yeah, it's not a woman. It's I mean, not that there's no women named Molly. It's just that in this particular circumstance, they want to harp about how Johnny Depp does tons of drugs, but they couldn't quite figure out that Molly was also a drug. It's crazy. Also, those text messages were more sexual than violent.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel. For me, I personally feel, now Johnny says that they were not his text messages.
And I believe him, because those texts
that I don't know anybody else on this God's green earth that writes the way he does.
But those text messages were incoming, and compared to the way that he texted before, I'm gonna have to rewatch that segment. It was not a good look for him. However,
Right, Karen.
with the fact that those text messages were incoming rather than outgoing, and it was supposedly a conversation between Johnny Depp and Steven Duders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't know. I was a little bit concerned though about him being on the stand today. There was just some things I was like, oh, and you know, if anybody had their day in court today, playing the devil's advocate here, Mr. Rottenborn did a pretty good, dang good cross, I
yep.
have to say.
But
But
big but here, Ludacris, like he said, does not sound like him. I agree. Anonymous source of conversation. I 100% agree.
what did they say?
Hold on, I gotta pull it back up. It says Ludacris, like he said, does not sound like him, and I agree. Mr. Rottenborn, Mr. Rotten.
Like him? What do you mean?
The
They're
text
saying that the text message didn't sound like Johnny Depp?
It didn't. It really didn't.
I feel like it totally did.
No, he speaks and writes the same way. He does not get to a point. Those were points that were, I mean, not that Johnny Depp never gets to a point. It's just that he likes to take his time when he's speaking and when he's writing. Even when he was angrily writing about Amber Heard, is that slippery that I donated my for a while still there? It wasn't. Is Amber there? It was, is that slippery that I donated my to for a while still there?
Yeah.
And then even when it said I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury, like that was a whole circle to get to a point. It was never really.
Ureli, I agree, but I mean, you know, we've all seen Johnny Depp on the stand, and when does he ever keep answers short? I mean, when?
Then the anonymous source of conversation also said, we really enjoyed both the anonymous source of conversation and I really enjoyed when Johnny Depp went, Mr. Rotten born.
Yeah. Hey, girl.
It's so good. The pictures, yeah. So we'll get there. I do want to talk about the TMZ guy first. So obviously, right before break, they did the motion to strike. The TMZ stuff from even coming in, but the judge said, eh. So Mr. Morgan Jermaine came in. I'm telling you, Morgan's. Okay, so I know that not everybody here lives in South Florida, but there's a huge law group called Morgan and Morgan.
Yeah.
So Morgan and Morgan really coming through for Johnny Depp, and
right.
he can't hire them as lawyers. But yeah, some pretty damning evidence. Specifically, oh my God, just another excellent cross or excellent direct by Camille, because Camille goes, about how long does it take to verify a source or verify if it came directly from that source? About 15 minutes.
Right.
About how much time had passed before you got?
Hi, Marie Casey. Hello, welcome to the chat.
Hello, and he said 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
But props to Camille, because
hey, Cheryl.
Come right out and asked, who sent you that? Objection, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, oh my God, and then the 15 minutes of fame.
Oh, that was epic. Just like I could say for you,
for taking Amber Heard as a client.
Yeah, for taking Amber Heard as a client.
And then she had the audacity to say argumentative after she had got called argumentative by Camille. Like, that's crazy. Did you just learn argumentative from Camille?
Right. Another funny one was whenever the judge looked at Mr. Ben Chu and says, well, but you are kind of snarky. You are a snarky guy or something like that. And then I was like, that was cute. I have to, do you have your phone available or are you on it?
I'm on it, but
I have to read to the chat what I said to you in Messenger, or where was it? I think it was in mine and
I'll pull it up.
yours.
I'll pull it up. Is it from you to me and Melly?
Yeah, it's the one right after you said night night. And then I had seen the part where the lawyer for TMZ comes up and says his little thing about he like stops and he comes in and he says, is there will I have the opportunity to object?
And the lawyer and the judge was like, ah, get out. But yeah, so your text message verbatim says, feeling cute. Think I might see if the judge will let me object today.
I had to. Hey, Beasley Manatee. Hi, Irene.
Hello, Sharon. And then skipping. I mean, does anybody have anything else to say about the TMZ guy? Because I feel like we covered him. Because the high point for the 15, and then ironically another 15 minutes. 15 minutes of fame and 15 minutes to identify the source and put that up there. It was a 15-minute day, man. And
wow, I know, right? I do want to say about the I was like fully hoping and praying that there was going to be the dude would like admit that it came straight from Amber Heard, you know, the video and all that.
Yes.
He insinuates, but
times he insinuates. He even goes as far as to say that they were sent out and they were supposed to capture her leaving the courthouse filing for her restraining order, and she was supposed to stop and
turn,
show the bruise.
I have a bruise right here on my cheek. Get a picture.
And also my favorite, the subtle shade from Morgan today was just top notch, because additionally at the beginning when they asked where they usually get their tips from, they said a whole bunch of things, and they also said B-list celebrities.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like she's a little lower down in the alphabet.
I mean, I think she's probably like a
D, E, F,
Y, W.
Z.
I don't know, but yeah, B-list celebrities.
That was, and then we also had the Brian Neumster.
Yeah, his actual name was his first actual name was Norbert.
Well, his parents.
Norbert Bryant, whatever. I'm like, ooh.
His parents were over with their child. They gave him a terrible name, so they hated him. No, allegedly. That's a conspiracy. I made it up. But I mean, who names their child that already has a rough last name, a rough first name? Like that's like those people that name their child the same last name as their first name, like Smith. Like,
oh hey, I know someone like that. They weren't named that. They married to the family, so hey.
Oh, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count. If it's by marriage, it doesn't count. It only counts if your parents gave you a rough first name to go with your rough last name.
Right.
And it really only counts if you're a male, and here's why. Because females have, well, I guess males can change their name too, but traditionally speaking, females will get married and take the name of, well, if you have two women, I don't know. Traditionally speaking, I will take the name of the last name of, and you took the last name of yours. So I guess it counts either way. But the point is, Norbert Bryant, Neumster, the U.S. forensic metadata digital forensic expert.
And the guy that just takes photos for the last 40 years.
Bro, Bro.
Cheryl, we talked about that earlier about the incoming. Abigail and I are on opposite sides of the camp about this. I need to do a little bit more research digging.
Yep. Those
Hey,
texts
Sherry.
coming.
Where I'm at now, watching that dude. Is he the last one of the day or no?
There is what? Oh, there's an additional witness. It was somebody who was at the airport when Amber supposedly got in trouble for hitting her ex-wife in the airport. So yeah, but that one was another Kate Moss, super short, straight to the point, couple questions, not a lot of time spent on that person.
But was it good? Was it juicy or no?
I mean, it depends on how you look. You have to take this in from the point of view of a jury member and see how you would feel if it was a jury member. For me, I am already, because when you get selected as a jury member, one, you have to be completely unbiased to either side, because you're supposed to become or make your decision based on what you hear in the courtroom. I
Right.
was biased before then, so any evidence that's negative to Amber, I'm like, heck yeah. And any evidence that's negative to Johnny, I have a problem with. So, with that being said, I find anyone who says anything about Amber negatively, I'm like, boom, yeah. So, I mean,
That's fun.
it was a thing. That's all. She said, she was asked what she saw. Elaine, I swear to God, the only time that Elaine has ever lawyered this hard is on rebuttal, because her entire time before rebuttal was, oh, by the way, we'll get there. Her entire time on rebuttal has been the best lawyering she's ever done. And really, she's been the biggest time waster. I was talking to my co. She has been bleeding time for the legal team. Bleeding time. And now she wants to finally figure out where the hell the microphone is. Like, woo! Took you 6
No,
weeks.
right?
Us.
I'm like, I don't know about her. I don't know. I mean, people are saying, like, on these different commentary channels, that Elaine is really a good cop. She's just a cop. I saw the word "she is the cop" from Cheryl. Sorry. That she is a really good lawyer, but that she's,
So
you
yeah,
know,
I'm hearing
I
that.
don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen her in any sort of um trial, whatever. Never knew her before.
So
I
our
just feel like that.
right. So
To
our
me,
own
she has proven in this case that she's not good at asking questions.
but to her credit, or to her detriment, or whatever the case is, I've heard some people say that she mostly does depositions. So the leading question is typical in a deposition. And additionally, I've heard that because this is a civil case, the client typically, versus a criminal case, the client typically has more wherewithal in what direction the case goes in. So, for example, she spent a lot of time trying to prove that Johnny Depp had hit her, rather than trying to prove that the statements that she said were not defamatory. So,
Right.
with her kind of steering the school bus, it was gonna crash. There was nothing that lawyer or rotten the lawyer the Elaine or Rottenborn, or even the little tech expert who opened the door, tried to shut it. Did you see that part where he was like, he goes, they, he asks a question. He gets into what he was trying to say. She gets flustered too easily, then turns aggressive. I wouldn't hire her. I wouldn't hire her either. Anonymous source. But the tech expert had asked a question, and he was going to the tech lawyer on Amber Heard's side had asked a question of the forensic expert Brian. I'm just going to call him Brian for ease of my brain. I had asked Brian a question, and when that tech lawyer, who only seems to question tech witnesses, came up, he was trying to not allow what he was coming and saying out of his mouth. They went up for a sidebar, And when they came back, Johnny's team had won. So the question that he asked was going to get answered. But
Right.
when Brian was like, what was the question? The lawyer was trying to keep it together. And he said, I don't remember the question. And the judge was like, Judy, which is the little
court reporter girl.
Asked Judy what the question was.
Good Judy. Oh my God.
So good. Like, so good. Today had a lot of moments where I was like,
yeah.
So good. So
another thing that I wanted to bring up really quick was, before I forget about it, is the TMZ dude that was on the stand was talking about how the video footage that he got was edited and didn't show the smirk and at the end, like, gotcha, didn't include any of that. So yeah.
Yep. So just a whole bunch of, but the thing is that we have to hope that the jury is giving this as much of their brain as we are. We have to hope that they are as invested in this case as we are. We have to hope that they are listening for these tiny little things. Like, for example, the 15 minutes, how long it took them to post the article, and how long it had passed between the time that they received the video and how long they were able to, the 15-minute thing. We have to hope that they heard that. We have to hope that after Brian had tried to say what he was going to say, that they heard that. We have to hope that the other Morgan from yesterday heard that he was triggered by the abuse that he could see.
I'll be right back.
Okay, because of previous experience. We have to hope that they are able to see these things. And that is kind of where we are right now. That is what we have to hope, because if they're paying as close, I don't think anyone really is paying as close attention to it as I am, because I'm literally sitting there like eyes glued to the thing. But we have to hope that the jury is giving this as much thought and putting as much emphasis into this as we are, because ultimately, even though he has already won back so much, we have to hope that the court, he's won the court of public opinion. We have to hope that he'll win the court of law as well. Judge was like, yep. Is the younger lawyer related to Elaine? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But yeah, we have to hope that the jury is seeing what we're seeing and not really falling asleep like they were during the entirety of Amber's case, it sounded like. Okay, I'm done. I've said all my thoughts. Does anybody else have any?
Let's see.
I'm sorry. I take over these live streams, whether they're yours or mine. I have so much to say, and I just like word vomit all over.
No, that's okay. That's completely okay, because like I said, I still have, and I went through all the notes that I had. So, we've already discussed.
I didn't even today. I just wrote down the witnesses. All I did was write down the witnesses, because at this point I'm so invested that I'm watching clips of it already. Like I finished trial. I finished the court today when they finished court, but my tookus was watching clips of the TMZ and the just a mic drop moments. Oh, my computer died. I've been watching just the mic drop moments again. Like I went back and rewatched the cross-examination done by Camille to Amber. That was so good. So good.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be parts that I'm going to rewatch. But
all the nuances, yeah, and especially like the funny moments. The funny moments to me are if most of the court is laughing, we have to assume that the jury might have also found it funny. So, for example, when he did that whole mic drop on Elaine with I could say the same thing about you as taking on Amber Heard as a client. If the rest of the court was laughing, we have to assume that maybe the jury didn't laugh, but maybe they got a kick out of it. Maybe they snickered a little, maybe just a little, or maybe they're wearing masks and they had to, they just kind of whatever the case is, we have to hope that the way that we're reading things, that the jury is reading things. When the snark happens, we have to hope that they don't find it disrespectful that there's snark happening. We have to, because remember, these people, like I said earlier, they have to be unbiased. Otherwise, they would not be in the jury. If they held a strong bias towards Johnny Depp, they would not be in that jury. Whereas I could not sit on that jury because I could not lie and say that I had no bias.
Yeah.
So we have to hope that the jury is okay with the snark that Johnny Depp and his team are providing. We have to hope that the little mic drop from Morgan Tremaine today was not taken poorly by the jury. So, and additionally, we have to hope that they're seeing the different sides, the different. We have to hope that this is being seen the way that we're seeing it, if that makes sense.
It does. I know what you mean. I was listening to the folks over on Legal Bites, and they were talking about the snark, and they were saying that Johnny's really good at reading a room, and if he would have felt that the jury was being offended by his snark, he would have laid off.
Yeah, and I believe that too. But
one of the live tweets that I think the DUI guy or one of those people that were doing live tweets said that during Johnny's testimony that there were two jurors that seemed a little bit like taken aback by, and that could potentially be a problem if they are on the fence either way.
But we had called that from the beginning. When we started talking about it, we did say that it was not a great day for cross for Johnny. But everything else, if Johnny had not, if they had left John, but see, the thing is what ultimately we need, they weighed out probably. Is it better to have him say the emotional moment that got a lot of people in their feelings today? Is it better to have had him said that, or better to have had him not say that? So with that in mind, and the fact that I trust Johnny Depp's legal team, I have to say that ultimately the good that came out of today at least mostly outweighed the bad, because there was only 3 things that were really bad. The rest of it was like, TMZ was tipped off. Amber Heard sent the video. The forensic metadata expert said, and the judge, no, TMZ is going to testify. And Dr. Curry is just amazing. And Kate Moss, it's freaking Kate Moss.
Right. But I'm telling you, I love Dr. Curry. I love her.
Oh my God.
Cheryl, are you talking about when you said they showed the courtroom and had someone look at the jury and they all were showing shock face on TMZ? That part, I saw a still screenshot of that, and I think that was the moment when the TMZ dude said that he didn't need 15 minutes of fame, that he could say the same though for Elaine representing her, Amber Heard. And the one dude that's like got salt and pepper dark hair, he's the DUI guy.
He was jealous.
So funny.
So good. If we discounted just Johnny Depp's cross, it was a great day. It was a great day. Just get rid of the how much ever time. That's what I wanted to talk about, and then we'll go because I have to go to bed early, and I know we all, whatever the case is. I wanted to say one more thing. Johnny Depp's team has 7 point something hours left. Amber Heard's team has an hour and I think 9 minutes left.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Tick tock, tick tock.
And I was wrong yesterday. Amber does get to rebuttal. So I don't know what the hell she's gonna do with 1 hour and 9 minutes, but I hope they call a good word. Well, I don't hope that. I hope that they I don't hope they use their time. I hope tomorrow is as good as today was.
Yeah.
And then closing on Friday, and then, God, what are we gonna do with our time?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll
They asked him if he asked for MDMA when he went to the hospital for his finger. And he said, sorry, I'm coming back. He said, I don't know. I was in pain and stressed. I could have asked for a teddy bear. That was fun. That was good. That was good.
That was cute.
But again, where is my camera? There we go. We're biased. I have said this 100 times. I'll say it 100 more. I have loved Johnny Depp since I was 7 years old. I've loved him since 2003 when I first saw him in Pirates of the Caribbean, because all the rest of the movies that I watched came after. So I loved him since I was 7 years old. If there is anyone that should not be on that jury making a decision about Johnny Depp, it's me. So I'll admit it. I am incredibly biased.
Yeah, I am too. I think 99% of the whole world is.
Yeah. And the people that aren't biased towards Johnny Depp have heard what has happened and seen the little tiny mic drops that have been happening. And even if they weren't pro Johnny Depp before, they're probably not pro Amber now. So and that's,
he gave to charity. He didn't just pledge.
Yeah, and additionally, he prefers to do stuff with his time, and also, as if that wasn't enough, he said he doesn't want his name to be attached to it. And all those times he did premieres, they were benefits. And Amber Heard pledged the $7 million that she was awarded from Johnny Depp in their divorce. So really, the $7 million that was pledged, whose money was that? I rest my case.
It was his. I mean, technically it was hers.
But
So Sherry, I think the vast majority of the human race is. Even my dog is. So I don't even have to say the human race. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it for today. Abigail's got to took us in the bed, and I got stuff to do too. So I put the link to Abigail's channel in not the description box. Hold on a minute. In the chat. I will put it in here one more time. Make sure to go subscribe to her, because we will be recapping tomorrow on Abigail's channel. So we'll see you over there tomorrow. Hit the thumbs up button before you leave. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We love you guys. Bye.